Sometimes, working remotely can look like this.
Here's what's going to happen. I am going to have to fix you, manage you on a more personal scale, a more micro form of management. Jim, what is that called?
Microregiment?
Boom, yes.
Once a controversial concept, remote work is on the rise and beginning to dominate as a professional practice. Business Insider reported that remote work had grown by 159% from 2005 to 2017, and Upwork's Future Workplace report indicates that by 2028, 73% of all teams will have remote workers. Due to the emergence of COVID-19, adoption of remote work has accelerated past prior forecasts, as companies scramble to transition their workforce to a work-from-home lifestyle. Why are we interested in remote work? Let's meet the team to find out. Meet Jordan, Olivia, Hiba, Raghav, and Kevin.
Everyone on our team has had the opportunity to work remotely in the past, especially given these unprecedented circumstances that we now live under. Most people have had that opportunity as well.
As we conducted customer discovery interviews to gain insight into the pain points of remote work, we received lots of valuable information and grew even more passionate about the potential of entering the remote work space. From speaking with remote workers, we learned some of the biggest problems they face. Their needs centered around improving work-to-home context switching, achieving the perception of office-level productivity, and feeling that they are part of a cohesive, collaborative team. Once we had clarified pain points and had a reasonably clear picture of what a day in our user's life looked like, we jumped into a brainstorming session, locking ourselves in a room for 3 hours to generate ideas for potential directions and prototypes.
We finally settled on looking deeper into a B2B solution to enhance remote work culture and resolve problems in a way that is customized to each organization's unique challenges with working remotely.
Within our narrowed down problem space, we came upon 4 main issues that kept recurring during our interviews. The first of these is that remote workers miss that water cooler conversation and team bonding that they get in the office, and they feel somewhat lonely or isolated from their team at home. They also feel pressured to be hyper-responsive to their team and to their manager in order to combat the perception that they're not working as hard as from home as they would be in the office. The managers of these teams also tend to have a poor sense of resource allocation and task allocation and need a better way to figure out who on their team is overloaded versus who has more time and can take on more work. These managers also need to prioritize one-on-ones with their remote employees without getting into micromanaging or having the one-on-ones take too much time.
We have a B2B idea that could solve some of these issues. We would provide transparency into remote employees' goals, challenges, and successes, and be purchased by companies' HR departments. Our end users are likely to include team leads or managers of remote workers and employees themselves. In our current prototype idea, the employee-side solution manifests as a survey of sorts for recording morale and progress information to managers, while managers are equipped with a bird's-eye view of their team status.
Take Natalia for example. Natalia works from home. She sometimes struggles to understand what her manager wants from her, and gets unsure about task prioritization. Since she's always out of the office, she's also begun to feel distant from her coworkers on her team. By filling out a short survey at a set frequency, Natalia is able to quickly record her morale level, problems she ran into, and goals she achieved. Natalia's manager is able to quickly view this information and take action as needed. This is Leah, Natalia's manager. The rest of her team is remote too. She needs to know how they're all doing, and what they're up to, but doesn't want to micromanage or be invasive. Leah can easily get a bird's-eye view of her team's status, progress blockers, morale issues, and individual wins, just by opening up the dashboard view. Clicking a card lets her get more information about each one of her team members. Natalia doesn't seem to be doing so well. Let's see what's going on. Natalia has reported feelings of low morale and mentioned not feeling connected to the team. Leah now has the option to send a check-in message to Natalia, schedule a phone call, or add it to the discussion points for a one-on-one meeting with Natalia. To test our idea, we spoke to several managers and employees asking about how well the product could solve management issues, how frequently they would use the product, and how novel the idea was. We found that 78% of respondents think that this idea is effective, and also that 57% of them would use this tool frequently. 78% of the people that we asked think that this idea is novel. Taking from the prototype feedback, our next steps would be to more clearly define the UI in the employee-facing view of the dashboard. As for the manager view, we would want to continue to strengthen our product by refining the design of pre-existing features, while incorporating additional functionality to streamline a manager's workflow within the system. Moving forward, we would like to continue iterating our prototype idea, based on user feedback, and begin developing the base software in order to produce an MVP and a usability test.